good evening to everyone who's listening to me. I I'm gonna soon come up with the genie stories. I'm very sorry for keeping you all wait for it for so long. But unfortunately, a few things came up and I couldn't concentrate. But I've come up with a um, dialogue between, like a conversation actually, between a father and his 16-year-old daughter. I hope you all like it. The title is Baba and Paushali. Sunday evenings are always depressing. Maybe because next day is Monday, or perhaps there is some certain strange reason for the melancholic evenings of a Sunday. It was one such evening when there was just me and Baba at home. I was never lucky to have experienced the love of a mother, but I call myself fortunate because my Baba has been my mother, my father, and a sibling that I never had, and most of all, my best friend. Inside the living room, yellow lamps were lit, and somehow to me they always made the entire room look more serene and peaceful. Bishonda has just performed the daily evening puja and was now retiring to his quarters for the night. He has been with us, I guess, even before I was born, and he was my source of information on my mother. It is not so that Baba never used to talk about Ma, but talking about her used to make him sad, and that was the reason I always avoided it. So during those times when I used to yearn to know something about my mother, I always used to turn to Bishonda. I was sitting on the terrace. The winter was knocking lightly on the doors of Kolkata, and it was a beautiful weather, I must confess. I was sitting on the old wooden reclining chair one of my great grandfathers had one of my great grandfather. Well, there were two of those chairs, and they had some glorious history related to the Nawab of Bengal. But at the moment, I would not tread that path, perhaps later. Baba walked on the terrace in his typical Sunday attire, that is, a white kurta pajama and a book in hand. He kissed me a little distractedly on the forehead, and then he too dragged the glorious reclining chair onto the terrace beside mine. Baba said, Poushali, you're 16 years old now, and I guess this is the time we need to talk about life, your goals, your dreams, love, and a lot more. Now, do not give that bored look of yours, my lamb. I know your mother would have been a better choice for this, but then all you have is me. So bear with me. Baba continued in all earnestness. Paushali, all the parents have dreams for their kids, and it is but natural to have them. But I have no dreams for you. Now, please let go of that look of shock and utter disbelief on your face. What I'm trying to say is that I want you to dream and then do all you can to make that dream come true. For me, your dream coming true would be my dream come true. After all, what would a parent want for their kids? That the kids should be happy in life, and they will be happy if they get a chance to live their life the way they want to. But when I say I want you to live your life according to the way you want to, it also means that you should be very responsible about the choices you make, and you must be very careful when you are taking a decision that might affect your future life. I interjected, but Baba, I'm just 16 years old. How am I supposed to judge what is right or what is wrong? Baba smiled at me and said, it's actually a good question, and I was hoping you would ask that, Paush. Well, it's all about the way one has raised the kid, the values we have instilled, the morals we have given to children, the difference between rights and wrongs. It all carves the destiny of a child, and it shapes their personality, and that is the reason one has to be very, very responsible and careful with kids, because for children their parents are their first role models and they learn from the parents, which is why it is a parent's duty to be very cautious as to what values they're instilling in their kids. We lead by examples now, don't we? Baba got up to fetch some water and then he came back and took his position on that glorious chair again and he continued. I cannot speak for other parents because everyone is entitled to raise their children the way they want to. But I had dreams of raising my child to be a good human first and then anything else. Posh, it is very important that you become a good human first, and I'm proud that you are, my child, a very good person. You see, Posh, when a building is constructed, the most important thing is the base, that is nave. If the base is not strong, then the whole thing will collapse. But if the base is strong, then the whole structure would stand tall. So that same principle now applies to kids as well. That's my point of view. If we nurture them with good values and beliefs, then they would be responsible citizens of the country in the future to come. Baba kept talking, and I was really engrossed. Now let's talk about career choices, my dear Paushali. Well, I encourage you to take any career that you like. As I said earlier, that I have no dreams for you. I said that because I do not want to burden you with my dreams or aspirations for you. I want to have your own dream. I want you to have your own dream and I want you to live for it. And that would make me very happy, ecstatically happy. We get to live only once. So then, why to live on someone else's aspirations or desires? Make your own dream and strive hard to achieve it. Life would be good if you make the right choice for yourself. One must never follow the crowd. Make your own path and walk on it because at the end of the path, your dream and success awaits you. So, why follow what everyone else is doing? Rather, do what makes you happy. After all, happiness is what we strive for in life, isn't it? Baba paused for a bit, maybe for all this to sink in. I said, Baba, I love to write, and somewhere I was afraid that you might say that it is not a good career choice when I can be a doctor or an engineer. That Baba, writing really is my passion, and listening to you now makes me so happy that I'm free to pursue my dream. And I promise you, Baba, one day you'll be proud of me. Trust me on that. I was overwhelmed and I gave Baba a big, big hug. Baba smiled at me and he continued, well, I'm happy to hear that, my little one. Do what makes you happy, not what is done by thousands around you. It is your life after all. There's something else too that I must discuss with you. You're young and attraction to opposite sex is but natural. There's nothing wrong, my dear child, in it. But you must know the implications of what might happen if you trust a wrong person and he takes advantage of you. I'm confident about you because the way I've raised you, I know you're very capable and mature enough of distinguishing between the good and the bad people. Make friends, make boyfriends, but always be careful about the kind of people you trust and never forget to talk about them with me. Baba continued. The age that you're in is also the age which will define your future life. So while having fun, do not forget that you must study too. I do not want you to regret that you wasted your life just having fun or just, having studied and then messed up with your future or your dreams. There's right time for everything in life, and if young age is all about having fun, then somewhere it's also a stepping stone for your future. So be wise and enjoy your life. Baba stood up and he sat on the floor besides me and he said, life is measured by how many people smiled when you walked in through the door. Do things that make you happy and also try to bring smile on other people's face too. We are not rich by how much money we have accumulated in our bank accounts, but we are considered rich by how many people are there in our life who would come rushing to us in our time of need. Always remember that one is rich by how many good friends he or she has. Never be the reason for someone's tear, always be the reason they smile. I hugged Baba and together we walked in to have our dinner prepared by our favorite Bishonda, and that was rice and with smoked hilsa, and after that, Baba promised me that he would take me out to eat my favorite flair of mishti doi. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It's just a conversation between a father and a daughter. Do let me know in the comment section your views. You liked it, or perhaps there's something wrong with it, whatever it is. Good reviews, bad reviews, or just feedback, anything. Please, let's have some conversation going. Let me know how you find it. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll come up with Genie's story pretty soon.